Oh, let's go ride a bike up to the highest height. Let's go ride a bike and send it soaring up through the atmosphere, up where the air is clear. Oh, let's go ride a bike. Oh, I think he might be quite happy. Good morning and welcome to a gloriously sunny ride as we find ourselves on the way to Suffolk to start a 74-mile ride. However, before getting to that 74-mile ride, Jimmy's decided we need to ride to the start, 29 miles away. What are we doing? Well, despite the fact that Kamut has brought us down what appears to be a farm track from the Somme, we're having an absolutely beautiful day so far. We are about 20 miles in. Oi! We're about 20 miles in, so only just under 10 miles left to do before we get to the start of the route, and then the ride starts proper. I think this is going to be a good one today, as long as my legs hold out. That yellow. Oh, don't you just love it? Look at it. Look at that yellow. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in. Yeah. There come, to build a world between us. You know they won't win, they'll never win. What a song. So as you saw from the intro, Jimmy's on a bit of a high today. How you feeling, Jimbo? Come on, brother! Let's go. Come on. Every day in life is a great day. Every day in life when with your friends is a beautiful day. He's still going on. I can't keep up. I wish I had his energy.
I don't.
Right, we're not far off now. We've only got another 4, maybe 3 miles to go, and you can tell we're getting close to Newmarket because we've just gone past quite a few stud farms, with the obligatory jokes that comes with that, obviously. Unfortunately, one thing I didn't account for today was the wind, and it has been a headwind the entire way up so far, but we have been heading generally north, and when we start the route proper, we start going south. So we should have a bit of a tailwind, but that does mean we'll have the headwind for the last half of the ride back up to the start line at Newmarket. Oh well, swings and roundabouts. Right, we've made it 29 miles. Now just to get registered and start the 74, just as the sun goes in as well. Fabulous. How was that, Cliff?
Good start, yeah. Let's do loads of miles before we actually do it, yeah?
I don't think I've ever introduced you to Jimmy's brother Cliff before. They couldn't be more alike, right? Like chalk and cheese. They are twins, believe it or not.
Parade ring.
Winner circle.
It'll be us later on.
So another new addition to the ride this week is my good friend Ian, who's ridden all the way up. No, sorry, you haven't ridden. What am I talking about? He's driven all the way up from South London.
So my morning routine was 20 times of doing this, my cereal bowl, rather than doing 30 miles.
Yeah, so Ian's had a nice lay-in this morning, nice bit of breakfast, and then a drive over to the race course. I was up at 6 this morning. Not good.
Spent an hour at the breakfast hall.
All right, mate, you can stop rubbing it in now. So we're off, 74 miles to go, and it feels like a bit of a headwind again, doesn't it? There is no such thing as tailwind. If you have ever experienced it, please do tell me, because I never have.
It's either zero wind, lovely, or so there's no such thing as tailwind. End.
And now the sun's disappeared as well, so the temperature has dropped considerably, and we've just been told that we need to do 30k in the next just over an hour or so, or we'll get pulled off the course, or we'll get pulled off the long course and sent onto the short track. Let's get a move on.
You talk about all the advances, the changes in technology, the bike frames, the materials. The one thing that keeps fascinating me is tyre width. How back in the day were these tiny things the key thing? And now fat is better. 28 sounds like the sweet spot. Whereas they were running on 19s. 19! Rock hard 19! Bigger the better. Get those 28s on.
And this conversation was brought up by the fact that we're sat behind Ian, who appears to be running 28 mils. So let's see how he gets on those today. I'll go and get his opinion on them later. Well, that was the first of 3 registered climbs that we've got on this route today. And I have to say that with the 20 miles up here and that first climb, it's fair to say I am not match fit at the moment. I need to do some more training. I've been off the bike for 2 weeks, haven't ridden since I went to Wales and did a ride with Rayan. And to be fair, that was only about 18, 19 miles anyway. So even that wasn't the longest of rides. I think it's time to start Zwift again. 7 weeks to go before Paris. Yeah, I need to be fitter than this. Oh boy. Right, here we go. Second of 3 registered climbs. This one looks fairly short though. Ooh, and Jimmy's out of the saddle. Well, I'll take that back. That turned out to be a bit of a burner. But that is now the second of 3 big climbs on today's ride. So only 1 more registered climb to go. And the sun has come back out, which is always nice. But it has warmed up a bit because it's now 12 degrees. I think a layer might have to come off soon. Oh, we've got a stoppage. Yeah, you good? Oh, I thought we were stopping for a mechanical.
Been here 20 minutes.
Chris has been here 20, I've been here 5.
It's all that work on the single speed, mate.
Well, yeah, maybe
Paid off over the winter.
Maybe has done something, I don't know.
So Chris has been on his single speed all winter, and it appears to now be paying dividends because he's absolutely tearing our legs off today.
Well, I thought we all stuck together after the Lake District ride. Well, we were moaned at for
Getting on.
Getting on was frowned on then, and now getting on is the thing to do. So it's a debate, isn't it?
Yes.
Really?
I thought after Keswick we were all sticking together. We were derided for.
I was just a bit nervous about making that cut-off.
Oh, so you'll get through, but screw us.
Yeah.
Keep digging.
I was coming down this last bit and I thought, well, it's all very well me getting through, but then I'm not with my friends, am I?
So friends. He's got no friends here, believe me.
They don't want a thirsty pig.
Oh, they're little. They're mini pigs.
Perfect. Quite nice.
Hmm.
I think 4 is like 108 calories.
I'm not counting calories today.
Yeah.
Right, onwards, because we've still got 8 miles to the cut-off, and we've got 40 minutes. Be all right. I decided to take my gloves off at that last stop because it is getting decidedly warm now, but we've just felt a few spots of rain. That's not cricket. That wasn't in the forecast today. This is what we wanted. This scenery with this weather, beautiful. Although, hang on, looking behind me, I've just realised looking at the little screen on my GoPro, that cloud looks very dark behind me. I hope it stays behind me. Okay, I'm about to say something, and I know you'll be bored of it because I say it all the time. It's about the weather. But as I've said before, in the UK, it sort of dominates our lives. So yeah, we talk about it quite a bit. And testament to that fact is that this morning, it was 3 degrees, but beautifully sunny. And now it's 14 degrees, but the clouds have moved in and it looks like it's about to hammer down. We've had a few spits of rain, but I'm hoping that's how it stays because this is not going to be fun if we get drenched. Oh, and did I mention we've still got a headwind? Okay, so that was the course split point, and it is only 20 past 11. So we've made it with 10 minutes to spare. Not too bad. Right, first stop, 20 miles in. We've made the split, so we had to be here before 11:30, and it's only 11:20, so yeah, just scraped in. So a quick stop, and then back on the route.
Course split.
Boom!
Split. Course split.
We made it. Right, so now we've come to a stop. We've had a chance to have a proper look at Ian's bike, and I've just noticed you're running. I thought they were 28 mils. They're 32s. What's going on there?
Basically, I wanted some winter comfortable tyres, and they seem like the perfect
at the stop.
opportunity. 32s, trust me. Run them at 70 as well. Super smooth. It's all about reducing the vibrations, so you can go for longer with less
It's the way forward.
numbness.
This is not a paid ad.
Yeah, we're not sponsored by Continental, unfortunately. Okay, we're about 52 miles in, so just over halfway of the total route, that is. Not this 74-mile route we're doing, sadly. But yeah, just over halfway, and we have hit the mother of all headwinds. And you know how much I love a headwind. I'm getting flashbacks of Birmingham. Oh, well, at least I haven't got 27 kilos of luggage on the back of the bike, and I haven't got a stupidly large fork that's tipping my bike all the way back. Every cloud and all that. So yeah, 52 miles done now, about another 52 left to do, and I have to say I'm flagging a little bit. It is amazing how much your fitness can deteriorate in just 2 weeks off the bike. Zwift, here I come. The next 7 weeks are going to be Zwiftastic, I think. Definitely need to up this fitness level before Paris. And talking about London to Paris, I just got chatting randomly to a guy also on this ride called Adam, who's doing it in 2 weeks' time, which makes me very jealous. Ah, this trip can't come quick enough. He's doing it with a company, and there are apparently about 60 people that are doing it on the trip with him, but he doesn't know anyone. He's doing it solo, effectively. But that is the beauty of cycling and the cycling community. You don't need to know anyone. You'll just find people to talk to along the way, just as we started talking to him. That's the great thing about cycling. Love it. It is amazing how the sun can lift your mood, because as soon as it comes out, actually I forget about the headwind and it turns into a beautiful ride. He says just as the sun goes behind a cloud. Back on familiar territory, back in Essex. Not for long though, I don't think. Right, sit rep, 62 miles down, about 40 left to go, and we are now definitely back on familiar territory because we're just about to come into Finchingfield, which is a lovely little village we sometimes ride out to with a nice little cafe on the green. Unfortunately, there won't be any stop at that cafe today because the next food stop is about 4 miles beyond it. Oh well, let's just get the miles done. Right, here comes the final of the 3 big climbs, aptly called Hawkins Hill. Right, well there it is, it's done. And that was probably the worst of the 3, to be honest. Woo! Cheeky little 9%er most of the way. But that is all of the big climbs done. Having said that, we know that Garmin often doesn't tell the complete truth about hills. Or at least there are sometimes some unregistered climbs that are a little bit naughty. So let's see how the rest of the ride goes. So we've just arrived in Finchingfield, as I've mentioned previously in videos, on the Dunwich Dynamo, which is the 112-mile overnight ride from Hackney to the Dunwich coast. We come through Finchingfield and we go up this hill at about 1 AM. And Ian has decided to give it a go now because he feels a bit guilty that we've got about 30 miles on him this morning. Good luck to him. We're going to be heading left in a second. How was that? Now imagine doing it after about 60 miles
In the dark.
at 1 AM in the dark. Yeah, thankfully no hill for us today. Or not that one at least. Right, well that was Finchingfield. Now we've got about 4 miles to go to the next stop. Cliff, Jimmy's brother, has decided to head straight off. He didn't want to wait for us. I think he might be a bit hungry. Onwards, food awaits. Right, well, 75 miles in, 25 to go, and yeah, this is becoming a bit of a slog now. But ultimately, I'm with my mates, the sun's shining, so life could be worse. Oh, but this headwind is getting boring now, I must admit. This is how I felt on the ride to Birmingham. You just cannot pick up any sort of speed. I went down a pretty steep hill a couple of miles back, and I was struggling to get up to 15 miles an hour. The wind was that strong. Right, let's get this done. 25 miles, let's do it. Right, 85 miles in, and we've just come up what was probably about 3 miles of uphill. It wasn't particularly steep, although some of it, there were a couple of fairly steep bits, but for the most part it was just a long slow burn, and for me that is the worst because it is just energy sapping. It's just constant, no relent, no downhill, not even any flat to sort of recover on. But the Garmin elevation data is telling me that in about half a mile we should have a fairly decent descent. Oh, I think we deserve it after that. Right, well that was the diversion for the final feed stop, but we're foregoing that one because it's about 3 miles out and then back up to the route again, and we only had a stop about 10 miles ago, so we didn't see the point in stopping at that food station. So we've now got about 15 miles to the end, and I am desperately looking forward to a nice warm cup of tea. This has been a slog. Right, well we've stopped for an unofficial stop just because my legs and feet were in pieces, honestly, and I came past the bus stop and suddenly I was just so focused on getting to the end. We've got about 3 miles left to go now, and I was so focused on getting to the end I didn't even see the rest of the lads sat at the bus stop at the side of the road, and they had to shout out to me to get me to stop. So yeah, we've come to a stop now, and I have to say that today's ride has been a bit of a wake-up call for me, to be honest, because I probably haven't been doing as much riding as I should have done in preparation for London to Paris. I've still got time to rectify that. We've still got 7 weeks, so I can still jump on Zwift quite a bit and up that fitness, because yeah, it's definitely not there at the moment, and I definitely need to do more. And I just want to take this opportunity to say that I'm not sure how this video is going to come out either. And the reason for that is, well, let me tell you a story. So I remember watching a Francis Cade video a couple of years ago where I think he'd been off for a couple of weeks. He was quite unwell and he hadn't put a video out and he hadn't been riding for a while. And he commented that he didn't feel physically fit, but also that he didn't feel vlog fit. And the thing about being vlog fit is it's very similar to being physically fit, that if you're not vlogging, if you're not riding every single day or at least a couple of times a week, you get out of practice. And so I feel today as though, as much as I've been physically unfit today, I also feel slightly vlog unfit as well. I don't feel like, you know, the story of this vlog has necessarily flowed as well as it ordinarily would do, and it's not up to my usual standard, whatever that standard might be, if there is any kind of standard. So I apologise in advance for that. And ultimately the reason for that is because the last ride I did was 2 weeks ago in Wales with my son, and then I basically took a couple of weeks off just to do some stuff around the house, get some DIY jobs done, and so yeah, it sort of ruined the fitness, both vlog fitness and physical fitness. So yeah, I apologise in advance, but normal service will resume very soon, I promise. Right, well with that said, 3 miles left to go. Let's do it. Let's get back and let's get a nice cup of tea. There is actually, on that point, there is actually, I understand, a beer waiting for us as we cross the finish line, but I don't know whether I've mentioned this before. I'm trying to do the whole of 2024 no alcohol. So I've had quite a few non-alcoholic beers this year, but generally at these events they don't tend to have non-alcoholic beers. It's only beer of the alcoholic variety, so I'll have to abstain from that. So yeah, cup of tea it is, unfortunately. Right, well we're 3 miles from the end and suddenly there is an absolute monster of a hill out of nowhere. Brilliant. Alright, let's take some speed into it. Go on, Jimbo. How has he still got legs? How does he do it? Right, well I'm hoping that's the final major climb of this, because there are now just 2 miles to go. And that was steep. I've no idea how steep. I didn't even glance at the Garmin. The only way I can liken that is if any of you have ever done a workout on Zwift and you get to a point where it really pushes you and the screen starts to go red and shake as the pain comes on. Yeah, that's basically what my vision was doing at that point. Oh boy. Right, well I can see a nice downhill coming, so hopefully it's a 2 mile one. Oh, there you go, 100 miles done, just as we get back to the race course. Oh boy, that was a slog. How did you find that?
That was testing at times, but these boys are just legends. The legs cannot help but move with these boys. It's impossible. Come on!
Everyone needs a Jimmy on their ride.
Newmarket race course. Here we come. But you cannot top this. You could win the Grand National, the 2000 Guineas, it would not top this.
Right, well there we go, 100 miles done, and well actually 101.2 miles done, and my legs and feet are absolutely shredded, so I am ready now to get home. How did you find it?
Plan ride. Well, for the viewers, I've done a bit less than Pete. 72 miles compared to his 101. Apart from the wind, I've had a brilliant day. I want to mention how well signposted it was. It was so well organised today, so hats off to the event organisers.
I will echo what Ian said actually, it was a fantastically run event, so yeah, all credit to UK Cycling Events. And if you haven't done one of their events before, they have got quite a few left going the rest of the year, so I'll stick a link to their website below, UK Cycling Events. Go and check them out because the events are very, very good. And there is a range of distances too, so even if you don't think you can manage 74 or 100 miles, I think they do a short one at 35 and then a mid one at about 50 odd, so you can literally choose your own distance. So I think this is probably as good a place as any to finish the video. And as I said earlier, apologies if this one is a little bit off kilter and not quite what the vlogs are usually, but as I say, normal service will resume soon. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.